How old is the Muslim faith?
Muslim faith is always been there. Because, for example, because many people have a misunderstanding what is Islam. They think Islam means to be Arab. You know, Islam means to submit yourself to God. So if you go back to the Old Testament, are you familiar with the Old Testament and the Bible? Yeah? If you go back to the Old Testament, Judaism, Moses never said, my religion is Judaism. Moses, Abraham, Noah, all of them submit to God according to God's teaching. Yes? All of them submit to God according to God's teaching. And that is the meaning of Islam. Islam means al-istislamu lillah, bitawheed, to submit to Allah and to surrender to Him and to free yourself. So Islam has been there. Allah said in the Quran, Inna ad-deena inda Allah al-Islam. The true religion with Allah is Islam. Allah mentioned that everything is a Muslim. Hang on, how everything is Muslim? Because you're not Muslim, the Christians are not. No, do you know what he means by that? Meaning that everything submits to Allah. If Allah wants it to rain, you cannot stop the rain. If Allah wants to take someone's life, you cannot stop it. So there's two types of Islam. There's universal Islam and there's a legislation Islam. Universal Islam means Allah show us His power and authority that everything submits to His law that He created. And so this one, you have no choice, you have to accept it. If Allah wants tomorrow to bring a tornado, you cannot change it, you have to accept it. So you don't get a reward for it. Except if you're a Muslim and you believe that Allah is doing it and for the sake of Allah. The legislation Islam is to submit to your Creator. What makes Israel stronger, what Islam is from God, Islam came to preserve 5 things. Alright? Which in Arabic we call it ad-daruriyat al-khams. The 5 universal necessity. The 5 universal necessity. Islam came to preserve religion. The true religion. What does that mean? In Islam, paganism, atheism, polytheism is forbidden. That's why we're not even allowed to pray to any creature. Even the Prophet Muhammad, our messenger. No, we only allow to pray to Allah directly. You see? So anything that sends us away from Islam, there is either a punishment for it or deterrent, warning, yes? The second one, Islam came to protect intellect. That's why alcohol and drugs is forbidden. Thirdly, Islam came to preserve wealth. That's why interest and gambling is forbidden. Fourthly, Islam came to preserve lineage, family, marriage, heritage. That's why adultery and fornication is forbidden. Lastly, Islam came to preserve life. That's why killing people unjustly, committing suicide is forbidden. These 5 things that Islam came to preserve, if we do preserve them, we will have a good society.